welcome back to the Diabesties channel. Jazz over here. Cheers everyone. Alright, in today's video we're actually going to discuss something for all the adults. So anyone up below 21, bye-bye, I'll see you in the next video. All of you go chalo. Yes, all of you 15-year-olds, I'm watching you all. Please leave. This is not for you right now. But for anyone above 21, today we're going to be talking about alcohol and type 1 diabetes. It is a myth that you cannot have a glass of wine or 1 or 2 drinks if you have type 1 diabetes. But it's very important to understand what it does to your sugars and your body. And in today's video, we'll be breaking it down very simply for you all. So, like with anything, you must not consume alcohol in excess. In moderation, 1 or 2 drinks a week is doable. When you are drinking, it's very important to be mindful about what you're drinking. Certain drinks have a lot more calorie and carbohydrate content, like beer or wine for that matter. Moderate amounts of small drinking will actually raise your blood sugars in the short term and then will give you a low. But drinking neat and hard liquor will actually drop your sugars. Any kind of alcohol, when you do consume it, it can drop your sugars 24 hours in the future as well. Why does this happen? The liver is the main organ that actually processes the alcohol. So when you're drinking, and excessive drinking for that matter, your liver is working overtime. The liver is also responsible for storing glucose and converting it into energy. Glycogenesis is the phenomena, so that it can release that glucose when you start dropping. Now, when you drink alcohol and the liver is busy processing this, it does not have the time or the capacity to actually do the glycogenesis. So you will get hypoglycemias. When you're drinking, that's why it's very important to do a few things. Never drink on an empty stomach. Alright, that's rule number 1. Always make sure you have a moderate carbohydrate meal before you start drinking to avoid that hypo. It's very important to also wake up in the middle of the night, check your sugar, or instruct one of your friends and family to do it for you. Because what we do see is that later in the night or the first thing in the morning, you will tend to drop down and go low into hypos, which needs to be avoided. The third thing which is very important is to make sure that your friends and family know that you've been drinking and what to do in case of a hypo, because as you know, alcohol can impair your judgment when you get drunk, which is why we say never drink excess alcohol. But when you are in an impaired state of judgment and mind, you are not able to make decisions. So you will not be able to treat your hypo. The other unfortunate thing is that intoxication, which is being drunk, can mimic the symptoms of a hypo. So it becomes a little confusing for a third person to know, are you drunk or are you in a hypo? So it's important to carry your glucose meters, your CGMs with you at all times. Lastly, while you're drinking, avoid mixers which have sugar. So if you're drinking a cocktail, for example, try to stick to diet mixers like a diet coke or something which does not have too much sugar, because that can cause an unwanted high and then a crashing down low. Something to be very, very careful about. Also need to remember that when you're drinking and you're out partying, you're dancing constantly, and dancing is a form of exercise which can also cause you to go low. So these are the few things to actually keep in mind while drinking. It is all to do with hypoglycemia. So you really need to check your sugars and be careful. Other than that, be mindful, be responsible, and be careful. It's okay to unwind with a drink or two sometimes, but do not make it a habit. And please monitor your blood sugars constantly after you drink. Keep these tips in mind, and we will see you again in the next video. Till then, happy holidays. And cheers from all of us here at Diabesties. This is actually juice, so now I need to actually take a bolus shot for this.